I'm gonna get back when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel like, when I feel get back when I feel like.
So Mate, great to have you here. What are some of your first memories in cricket?
My first memories in cricket would probably be when my dad bought my first bat. It was one of those hard plastic bats, and lucky for us, we had a big backyard and we had green bins. So we kind of drew stumps on those bins and made a little pitch with our lawnmower. And that was pretty much the first memories of my cricket life, hitting the ball over the fence, over the house for sixes, annoying the neighbours and so on, and just enjoying the cricket with friends from the streets and just from the neighbourhood. And every time when someone came around, the first thing we would just do is just play cricket. And I was probably the age of 5 or 6, watching the seniors play on TV back in 79, 80, 81 too, and that's kind of what started me and my pretty much first memories of cricket.
Yeah.
Definitely, yep.
Yeah, Croatian cricket has a huge, deep, long history, doesn't it?
It does, definitely. So back, I won't burden you too much about the the details. Back in 1809, the island of Vis was the first kind of island where cricket was officially first played. It was actually first played by a naval general, William Host. It was during the Napoleonic Wars, when obviously France was a major power in the Mediterranean Sea and Adriatic. And William Host received his kind of order to come down to the Adriatic Sea and try to defend that kind of coastline. And they had a base in Vis. So obviously with his soldiers, with his naval battalion and his ship, what can they do while they're not fighting a war against the French? Play crickets. And that cricket field that they played on is there till today, actually. It's called Plisko Polje, and it's one of the most unique cricket grounds you'll see anywhere in the world, with vineyards around and short boundaries similar to this to Qatar Oval. And from then on, cricket obviously was always in the history of Croatia, and definitely back in the early 1900s. Cricket was once again kind of mentioned officially in Zagreb at the faculty, sport faculty. So we do have a 200-year-old, even more now, so more than 200 years of cricket history in Croatia, all stemming from William Host. He's now a Sir William Host, playing his first cricket game with his colleagues from his ship on the island of Vis.
It's incredible. I've been to Vis and played cricket there.
Yeah.
When I was playing for the Munich Cricket Club.
Yeah.
We went on a tour there. Could not believe it. I mean, we flew into Split. We got the boat across to Vis. Saw this magnificent cricket ground with a vineyard, with slow cooked meat and octopus and red wine, and just the spirit of cricket, but the spirit of Croatia all combined into one.
Yeah, definitely. We're quite lucky to have a few great people down from Vis, Rocky, Oliver, and the other guys down there also from Lipanovic and so on, and they were the ones that kind of put cricket on the map in Croatia. And then from then on, we managed to gradually develop it in other cricket centres in Zagreb, and in the early 2000s, that's when we formed our first cricket clubs in Zagreb and our national teams, and obviously then became ICC affiliate members back then.
Yeah, one of my memories of Vis playing cricket in Vis as well, I just remembered, was an old car that was full of cricket gear, and the car didn't work anymore, but they'd covered the whole car in artificial turf. So it was like a cricket pitch car with the stumps coming out of the bonnet, and this bag of, this whole car was full of cricket equipment. It was incredible. And then, Rocky and the guys there, we had an unbelievable time. And then I think it was Rocky's dog that actually was on the steering wheel driving us home in the van that night after that game. So, yeah, very, very special experience.
Actually, that car drove all the way from London. So over the Channel Islands, over the La Manche, all the way through to Europe, Germany, and made its way all the way to Vis. So obviously how we went through all those checkpoints and borders, I think a lot of the countries were stunned to see that road on the Autobahn or on the freeways, but that's where it came from London. And I'm not quite sure if it's still there. I do have to ask Rocky, but last time I was there, he was there. So it's been there for years. But that's kind of like a monumental statue or, like trademark of Vis cricket, just showing what cricket does. And the friendships they have with especially English touring teams and German touring teams. They do have a lot of touring teams come there every year. And not only to enjoy the cricket, just the lifestyle, the weather, the food, and just the environment and the beaches.
Yeah, it was incredible. And I also remember the scoreboards were actually wine barrels that were cut in half and then, turned into the cricket scoreboards. So it was incredible.
They are very original, and thank God for that, because you cannot see that apart from in several, like for example here in Spain, you can't see those unique items that kind of associate with crickets. And you look at it and you go, wow, how did they think of that? And you're definitely right, they made the scoreboards. And it got a massive tree right in the middle where all the teams get shade. And that barrel is right next door to, well, it's right next to that main tree there, definitely. So how many balls we've lost there, I can't count, but we've lost quite a few balls there and probably picked a few grapes in the meanwhile. But that's what just makes it unique for all the teams that come there. And we're quite lucky to be, to have Is who put pretty much cricket on the map for Croatia.
And your first game of cricket in Croatia was in Viz?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It was in Viz.
You've got some other grounds as well now.
Yes, we have, apart from Viz, the first game I played was pretty much in 2009, and that's when MCC came to Viz. They toured Viz for several days, so we had to get one of our best teams to kind of play the MCC. So that was my first game actually for the Croatian national team. We have other grounds in Splits. It's near a hotel complex. I think we obviously played there in the 2021, the ECS series. And then we have 2 grounds now in Zagreb. Last year we played in Budenac Oval, the ECS 22, and now we've got one new ground in Mladost in the central part of Zagreb, and that'll be the host ground for the ECS 2023 series in Croatia also. So we've got 4 grounds. We've got 1 or 2 grounds that are like portable grounds because we've got flexi mats, so we kind of use just those grounds just to kind of develop junior cricket. Yep. But yeah, for now we've got proud of 4 grounds, and we've got 1 ground in a process, and that's in Zadanin. So we're just still working on that, still progressing, and logistically we've got everything in place. It's just finalising just the final details. And so hopefully in the years to come, probably another year or 2, we can count 5 grounds and another cricket centre in Zadar, which for us would be very important, definitely on the coastline.
Yeah, and I think we need to give a shout out to the Mediterranean Cricket League and Jeff, the founder there. There's some incredible things been going on.
Yeah, well, the MCL was first played back in 2015-16, and that was in Resnik. And then from then on, we've played it every year, apart from the COVID years. We kind of cancelled it twice. But apart from that, well, now last year we played the MCL in Montenegro. We have fantastic regional friends from the Montenegrin Cricket Association, Serbian Cricket Federation, Slovenian Cricket Federation, and we always try to bring all these federations together. And obviously there is a lot of interest in cricket, especially with the expats that live in these countries, and obviously the locals also. We had that in Porto Montenegro, that was in Tivac, and that was a success. We had a few guys, senior first-class players from England and Australia, Darren Matty and Brett Lee and Brett Hogg. We had Brett Lee's son who came there also. We had teams from India, from Estonia, our friend Tim Heath and Stu Hook, they were down there also, and just Croatian teams and the local MCL team, which was captained by Jeff.
But there's such a rich history of Croatians moving to Australia for the last several generations, and some extraordinary cricketers that are actually living in Australia. They're actually Croatian heritage, right?
Yeah, well, we're quite lucky when it comes to the expat communities around the world, especially from Australia, from New Zealand, from South Africa, from England, and a lot of them have moved back. And we've got our captain, Jared Newton, who's moving back beginning of next year to Croatia with his wife, and obviously, so we'll very lucky for him to be there. So he'll obviously give his extra knowledge and professional skill and information that he already has, and he'll just progress our cricket even more. But yeah, on a yearly basis, we have a lot of people come back, either short-term, long-term, and my work and as president and our volunteers is to get these guys as much connected into the cricket, just through knowledge or just through playing, through sponsorship and so on. But apart from that, we do have the local roots, or the local players coming from the schools. Yeah, and we have a lot of players from the subcontinent region also who work in Croatia. So we're just trying to, mix them all together and, introduce them to the game of cricket. A lot of people still don't know that cricket is played in Croatia. So then our goal is to kind of give them that pathway so they can know that cricket is played and invite them. And as you always mentioned, just from one player can form a team and then potentially become the champions of Europe. So that's something which we always say to our volunteers and to our enthusiasts and future potential players.
And is there a lot of immigration coming from cricket-loving countries into Croatia now?
Yes, so most of them from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. They normally work in the hospitality industry, construction industry, shipyard industry also. And we're quite lucky that Split, Zagreb, Zadar, Rijeka have a lot of companies who have a lot of workers who work there. And then we just try to introduce them to the game of cricket just through Create Crickets, giving them just the basic cricket equipments. And then from then on, putting them through pathway events like the ECS and our domestic cricket also, and that way they get the more knowledge, the more skill, and potentially, after fulfilling requirements, can play, for a club or for the national team.
Yeah. So how many clubs do you have now in Croatia?
Yeah, so we have 8 clubs. That's our domestic league. We have pretty much about 12 teams.
Okay.
So, but obviously 8 clubs. So we have women's teams also. We've got a domestic league. We've got our form junior league also is on top. Pretty much our junior league is school based, where we have a lot of success there. But obviously, as our domestic league, we always want to improve and increase the domestic, potentially have a Division 1 and Division 2, like many other countries out there have. So, but for the time being, yeah, we're going forward at a good, nice pace. But as I said, our work is never done. We're just kind of thinking on a daily basis how to improve, how to make cricket more excited, how to promote cricket in Croatia, how to develop cricket in Croatia, and how to involve a lot of government agencies, ministries of Croatia, so they can see. And we even have the Croatian Tourism Board. That's a major plus for us, and just sponsors a countrywide pretty much.
Yeah, so we've got our upcoming event in Croatia next, and we'll actually feature the Croatian women's national team there as well. So we're really excited about that.
Well, I think we're very excited. That for us, it would be our first ever women's series in Croatia. We're really excited, and we thank ECN and yourself for the opportunity to host this kind of events. For us, that's something which we've been working on for the past 2 or 3 years. And this just will be the peak of what we've been working for. And the girls themselves are quite excited just to be on TV, to show their skills, and to be promoted in Croatia and European-wide also. So yeah, definitely, with the new outfits we'll get for them, and new shirts and pants and so on. This will be just a tournament which will then showcase their skill and then develop them to play future tournaments, year by year, and regional tournaments, domestic, and hopefully down the track even ECN tournaments also.
Yeah, so I'm especially excited to have Croatia as part of the European Cricket Network and everything we do here, because my mother's side of the family, as you know, is Croatian heritage, and my baba back in Australia is very proud of Croatian cricket and seeing the development there. And I was fortunate enough here at the ground to take a catch for Zagreb Sokol.
Wonderful.
In the crowd, and I thought that was really special, because I was sitting there with my mum, who's got the Croatian heritage, and then the Croatian team was fielding. Yeah. And I've taken a crowd catch. So I felt like I played my part to help the...
I hope we had you in the field today.
to help the fielding team. No, it's really, really special. But what do you see as the strengths of cricket in Croatia?
The strengths of cricket in Croatia are our volunteers. That's number one. The passion that every person has in themselves. The community that every cricket centre does have in themselves, especially the expat community. All the guys that we all know cricket, it does exist. Just through enthusiasm, through volunteer work, obviously down the track, as we get better and better, we can then subsidise expenses and so, which we already do. But the strengths are just our people. That's something which we, from day one, have always said. We can't start developing cricket if the core base of our cricket isn't strong. And lucky for us, we've got a core of, say, 15 or 20 people who run cricket in Croatia. So I feel that as a strength. Another thing also would be probably our national team also, women's and men, especially the men now, because they've been playing tournaments now for the past 2 or 3 years. That's definitely a strength. I receive phone calls and messages on probably on a daily basis. Can I play? What do I need to do? And the nice players also. So that's another thing. We have more schools being involved in crickets. First of all, like indoor cricket. And then gradually we put them out onto the field and they play that kind of hard ball cricket. That's something which we're very happy about. Just involving ministries, tourism board, companies. So one other company which we're trying to get on board and is Rimac company. That's an automobile company. They make electrical cars. So that's another thing where we're trying to get on board, because we have a lot of players who work in Rimac, who play in the Assassins team and in the Warriors team. And obviously, priority for us, number one, would be a women's team. That's our strength, which, yeah, from day one when we first started, that was one of our dreams, is to form a women's team and to get them out in Europe and represent Croatia and the club and their families. So that's something which we kind of see as our number one strength so far now, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, I can see the strength is your people, as you mentioned. There's also a pretty special guy that makes the baggy green cap for the Australian Test team, right?
Yes, we can't forget David Lambasha. He's how would I explain it? He's a Croatian passionate cricketer from day one. Loves his crickets, just thinks about cricket every minute, sometimes too much. Loves the idea of Croatian cricket. He actually has been on YouTube, doing documentary videos on Croatian cricket. He's had interviews with, with Shane Warne, which is still on YouTube. He's had other videos also, just in general about cricket, not only cricket, but other stuff also in life. Dave, he does make baggy greens for the Australian national team. He makes our baggy reds also. I think he even made the baggy caps for ECN. He makes scoreboards also, definitely. So we always use his scoreboards. He's just a person that you love to have around. Very modest, but we're very lucky to have him. And he's been involved since day one. I know he's aged a bit and he's not happy with his performance there and there, but he'll be involved probably until he, to the age of 90. If he, hopefully he lives 100, he'll be involved in that. And we're lucky to have those kind of people. Just the promotion and just the love for the cricket, and especially for Croatian cricket. We're very lucky. We have several other people similar to Dave, and just on other fields who work overseas. So as I mentioned before, we have a lot of communities. So every community in Australia, we have your own Croatian Australia or Croatian New Zealand's or Croatian South African Association also. And that way we kind of get a lot of information through them, and they're pretty much our external volunteers, but come to Croatia every year, love the game, and yes, and our work is never done. But we're very, very lucky. I know some countries don't have that, but we're very, very lucky to have those kind of people on board.
Yeah, for sure. But what I love about you and seeing Croatian cricket is you always got a smile on your face,
Yep.
Always positive, always happy, and always want to do what's good for the game. So,
Definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
thanks for your time here today, Mate, and congratulations on all you've achieved.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you very much to yourself and to the ECN team, to yourself, Roger and James and everyone else. It's a great opportunity for us. We are very pleased to be here. Everything has been great. The weather, accommodation, everything, the organisation, all the people, the staff, the volunteers, they've just been very helpful. And thank you very much for inviting us. And yeah, we hope that we can, be a part of the team and just play in the future and all that. And yeah, and just play better and better crickets. And have more smiles on our face, definitely. So, hopefully in the future we can have more wins and maybe play the finals round and all that. Who knows? You never know what the future can hold. But with a smile, with the positive energy, that's our job, and we're working on it day by day. Definitely, we never rest, pretty much day or night. Yeah, definitely.
No, that's great. I see there's a few things by the side there. What have you got down there?
I've got a shirt here for you. It's been made by our the sponsors, obviously, and Grizzly Bear Sports, who do make the shirts here at ECN. It's a personalised shirt for yourself. I'm not quite sure if the size is right, but I think it is, definitely. It's Daniel Weston. It's a design that was actually made by David Lambasha.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he said to me, when we make our shirts, we've got to have checkered, obviously, design on the side or somewhere. So we thought we won't go with the full shirt, but we'll just have a kind of design, somewhere on the sides and all that, just to kind of match our soccer team and our other national teams that play. And yeah, so we kind of hope that you like it. We've got other here for you, for Roger. And one other thing here also, we've got just a little board that we kind of do. Our kind of official name is Hrvatski Cricket Savez. That's in Croatian, but obviously it's the Croatian Cricket Federation. It's one of those personalised balls which we do, we're proud of, and yeah, it's just something for the ECN team can hang up in the in their boxes of souvenirs or medallions and so on. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mate. Well done.
Daniel.
And yeah,
Thank
it's wonderful to have
Thank
you.
you. No, I'm
Thanks
really
so
happy they
much.
like it. And if it is small, just please tell me and we're going to exercise. Higher size. But yeah, that's something, that's
No
the
worries.
least we can do.
Fantastic. Very,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
special. No,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Well, I hope I've done well.
Thanks again.
Thank you.